Hart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's the Rewind. A very late rewind, where myself, RN, and I are gonna talk about pro wrestling and stuff that's happening both inside and outside the ring. I am the host with, some would say, the most. Kyle Tyson, what's up, RN?
Not much. Just had to sport my dynamite ring. You know what I'm saying? I got my Super Bowl ring for winning.
It's out of frame. There you go. Get it right there. Bam. Nope.
Yeah,
A little bit back.
Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna punch you in the back of the head like he did Regal with it if I ever see it.
How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. Just had work. You kept canceling the recording, so I had to make some time for you to finally record because you couldn't do it.
I did, man. I had to cancel. You know what, though? It's actually kind of a good thing that I did have to cancel because of all the stuff that happened last night and today.
Right.
Our show would have been immediately dated had we went ahead and recorded yesterday. So RN, I got you here, and this is actually going to be a cool. It's going to serve two purposes. I'm going to let you know what we're going to talk about tonight,
All right.
and this will kind of also reflect on everything that's happened on the show. So as of last night, when it was like 6 p.m, I had the store laid out. I know you don't like it when I do the layout, when I take notes.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I just think that when we fly by the seat of our pants, the show flows better.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, at 6 o'clock, here was the topics. Brianna Ray, who is actually the real name of Kylie Ray, debuts on Main Event, took on Dana Brooke. Bray Wyatt, I was going to talk about some Bray stuff with you. We're going to speculate if maybe it's an all-female faction that's being formed. Matt Riddle failed his second drug test since SummerSlam. Now has to take rehab or potentially lose his job. Maybe some end-of-the-year reflections. Whether we talk about end of the year stuff on this show or we set it up for one of the following shows this month. And then I was going to maybe just like bug you with some more Rock and Royal Rumble stuff just because I wanted to have some fun.
Right.
Since then, though, since 6 o'clock, I had the show laid out already. I had the whole show laid out. And then fucking Raw happened in this morning. AEW got a former WWE producer, apparently like the vice president. I can't remember the exact role. I'll look it up once we get to it. But essentially the guy that was supposed to take over Kevin Dunn's job before one of the mass layoffs took him out. And then he went to AEW instead of going back to WWE. So a huge get for them.
Right.
Regal supposedly, I guess, is ready to start working for WWE as of January. And he's going to be taking on some type of vice president type role in the company. Bobby Lashley was fired last night. I can't wait to talk about that. That was fantastic. And then, of course, what everyone's here to talk about and has been talking about all day today, apparently Vince McMahon wants to take back over WWE.
Right.
And
It's funny how that all this Vince McMahon shit's coming out right around the time of his documentary.
Yeah, right. Hey, good timing though, huh? Yeah. But so
the Matt Riddle shit. I did not know that was a thing. I thought he was wrote off just for storyline.
Yeah, news broke yesterday. I don't have the sources lined up, but let's just
If they suspended him for weed, I'm gonna literally lose my shit.
That's part of the thing, though. That's part of the article was WWE, and I remember this. They no longer test for weed, so that means he's failed 2 drug tests for something harder than weed.
I'd say probably either painkillers or that white girl.
That's kind of where my head was at too with the shit. But yeah, so he's got to undergo rehab. He's got a 6-week suspension, and he's got to undergo rehab or lose his job. It's kind of the same treatment they gave Jeff Hardy. They were like, "Look, go clean yourself up in rehab, or you're out the door." And Jeff Hardy famously said, "I don't need the rehab," and he went and joined Matt and.
And then he actually did need the rehab.
He did need the rehab. Yeah. We're shooting this live, if you can't tell, with some of the chat that's coming up. Kevin Crazy is actually in the chat, RN.
What up, Kevin?
Kevin. Yeah, man, he's here. We shoot the show every week.
Kevin failed a few drug tests for us, but we were testing for weed.
We shoot the show live, man. Twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. Hop on the live stream whenever we decide that we throw them up. Over here on Twitch, you also catch Bot Spots and Chair Shots with Will and Alison on Thursday nights. They're a little bit more consistent with their tapings than we are with the Rewind.
Loose and fast, baby. Loose and fast.
Loose and fast, baby. Yeah. If you ever miss the live streams or you just can't figure out when we're shooting them because we don't know, you can always catch the replay over on youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast. And then, of course, the audio version of our show is found pretty much everywhere. You can find audio versions of podcasts. Also, Ted the Hillbilly Heel. He's got the Heel Truth on our MP3 platform as well. Check him out. Ted's a fantastic guy.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Oh, and then we got a Patreon too. If you guys want to help us out with Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDraw Podcast. I'm in a giving mood. The next person that becomes a patron, I will hook them up with not only the sticker pack, but maybe I'll find out their T-shirt size, and we'll send them out an early Christmas.
Stop making that promise. We cannot afford that.
Nah, I'll foot the bill. I'll foot the bill.
That's 90% of our monthly budget if we get a T-shirt.
That's like our whole monthly budget right there. Yeah, but to the next patron, let's say the $5 and up tier. For the next patron, we'll hook you up with stickers and we'll hook you up with a new T-shirt as well. You tell me the size, and we'll get you like a random shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees or something. But yeah, dude, let's talk about some wrestling stuff, dude.
Let's do it.
So Vince, Wall Street Journal came out and said, I guess something along the lines that there's a couple lawsuits being filed against Vince McMahon from two of the women with the sexual misconduct allegations that took place earlier this year. Apparently, they're going after some more money. We're not really educated enough to really speak on that, but one of the things to note was, according to those close around Vince, he has been vocalizing that he wants to take back over WWE and that he regrets. He also blames the stepping down as is taking bad advice from the wrong people around him and believes that the news would have blown over and this would all be behind him.
Well, actually, I am smart enough.
News cycle, you know?
I am smart enough. I'm a criminal justice major, and I can tell you right now that those lawsuits are going to, in fact, hurt the bottom dollar. And it was smart for the company, not necessarily Vince, for them to take the step back, because I guarantee you the shareholders were behind it. And if he hadn't stepped down, they probably would have forced them out to begin with, especially if they knew the lawsuits were coming, which we all knew they were. But that always affects the bottom line. And what CEO ever gets to just let some shit blow over when a scandal like this breaks and lawsuits are coming? It doesn't happen. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling or not, that there's still a publicly traded company with a board of directors and shareholders to answer to. So either way, Vince would not have made it out of this with his chairmanship intact. So he's full of shit. He's just that. This is just Vince being Vince, talking shit. There's no way he's coming back. I'm not saying there's no way he's coming back ever, because it's still technically his company and his family's company. There's always loopholes and different ways they can get back in, but I don't see it happening within the next year or so, because normally lawsuits like this too, unless they settle, take a year or so or more too to go through. So I just don't see it happen. I think this is just Vince being Vince.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, I'm absolutely positive it has to be, because like I said, regardless of whether he stepped down or not, he probably was going to be asked to, and if not, probably forced out, because it's still a publicly traded company. And as much as he likes to think he may control creatively, but the business side he does not control, and that's why he put Khan in control of that role anyway. So he definitely was going to get kicked off, had to step down regardless.
According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, no sources have told Sean that they are yearning for a Vince return. Yeah, we have a 100% across the board satisfaction with Triple H taking charge of the company. So this isn't like a CM Punk thing where it was like there was like CM Punk's camp and the Elite's camp.
Right.
This is pretty much the entire company of WWE, and then Vince McMahon.
Is this not? Why
Vince.
would anybody be surprised by this? Because first of all, Triple H is collaborative, and he's hiring smart people.
He's
to have his back.
Everything Vince had done over the, everything Vince had built. Triple H has undone it. He's rehired a ton of the people that Vince
all the
had let
NXT
go.
people, all the NXT people that were his people.
Yep.
And my thing is like, why would anybody think that wouldn't be 100% satisfaction when we're getting younger, newer voices? Ratings are up. There's all the people that he has put in charge and all the people that is under him, they've all been squeaky fucking clean for the most part. No scandals, no like, you know what I'm saying? Like no skeletons in the closet. Like it's why, and of course, like I said, he's safe, and him and Stephanie are safe. They've always been safe. Why would the company have any fucking inkling of bringing Vince back? And he has 2 pending lawsuits, and I guarantee you, this kind of how the shit went with Deshaun Watson, the quarterback that was molesting the masseuses. It starts out with just 1 or 2, and then when you look up, there's 3 or 4 more on top of it. So like, you cannot tell me that this is going to be just the end of it. This is the start of it.
It takes one person to step forward.
Just speak out for the rest of the people to feel safe to do it as well. So if we got 2 already, when it's all said and done, I guarantee it'll be more than 2.
Now, a lot of people I've seen, like the argument for Vince. Now, I haven't seen really anybody like. Granted, my time on the internet today has been very limited. I was like, dude, I really don't want to spend all day on Twitter. But in the brief time that I was on browsing social media and looking up stuff for tonight's show, I didn't see anybody arguing that they wanted Vince to return either. However, a lot of people keep coming back to the fact that he's a majority shareholder of WWE, and so he does have the level of authority to make these kind of calls.
Not really.
You don't think so?
That's a tightrope walk when it comes to like majority thing, because it's especially during the corporate structure and everything, and being that he was already forced out of position. Those type of things are generally voted on, and then on top of it, even though he is the majority leader, that he set up the structure corporately to be kind of like a separation of church and state, so he could keep his power creatively and as the head of creative and everything on the actual wrestling side. So it all, like, as much shit as he wants to talk, as much people want to say, really Tony Khan is in power, and Stephanie and Tony Khan are the ones in power over that side of the corporate business to bring Vince back. And he set it up that way. Like, he made it that way when he brought in Tony Khan to be completely separate, the business side to be completely separate
Khan,
from
right?
Nick Khan, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
Nick Khan to be the head of the structure on the corporate side, and then he was the head of the structure on the creative side. He set that separation up for a reason, and now it's kind of biting him in the ass because there's no way. It's still going to boil down to the board members and Nick and Stephanie.
Yeah. Kevin Crazy with a great comment. He says, corporate forbidden door.
He said he closed the corporate forbidden door on itself when he hired Nick on. If he had left it where he was just the main person in charge on both sides, that it might be more something for him to stand on. This might actually have some legs because there was no succession plan and all that set up, but he set it up like that to be ran like a sports franchise and to be where you got like your president of operations and then you have your president of basketball or football. Like, he set it up that way to be ran separately and to kind of not step on each other's toes. So now it's going to bite him in the ass because he doesn't have that power regardless if he's the majority stakeholder or not.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It would be jarring too. I already know that if you're a fan of being part of like what's called the IWC, community that
I forgot to tell you guys, I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. That's why I kind of know what I'm talking about.
I'll say I'm not gonna pretend to know like any of this shit. No.
I always forget to tell people that. Yeah, I am actually college educated as much as I say the word fuck.
But fuck, man, you made me lose my train of thought. Asshole RN.
That's what I'm here for.
No. Okay. I couldn't imagine. Dude, it would be so jarring if Vince McMahon just walked in the door. I could only imagine. Just
storyline, that would be dope if he just came back as a character.
I'm done with Vince, man. Like, I'm done. It just like as many contributions as he's made to pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with anything with his fingerprints on him at this point.
Facts.
You know what
Him
I mean?
and Bruce Dunn both. I wish Bruce Dunn would go away too. I mean, not Bruce Dunn. What's the
Kevin Dunn.
Pritchard?
Bruce Pritchard. Oh, Bruce Pritchard. Okay.
They're pretty much the same person anyway, just on different sides. So I get
They're Vince McMahon's like they're echoes of Vince.
Literally,
You know,
because
what
even
I
when he
mean?
didn't have anything to do with in charge, or when they were giving him the power, like when they turned to NXT, like it was literally essentially fucking WWF in the 1980s. Like
It's a
with the
couple of
characters
people
and
that
shit.
knew exactly what Vince looks for and knew that like just had to mold what
Right.
their creative output was.
Right, which I don't want to give them. I'm not giving them shit per se for that because they were setting it up to be developmental. Why would you not pick guys and girls that you think would make it on the main roster with Vince? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that I'm not really giving them shit for that part. I'm just giving them shit for the part that Vince is and the things that Vince like is fucking ass. He's 70 years old. He has no fucking finger on the pulse of young people or fans anymore. Like he lost it probably about 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah, and it's not saying that like Shawn Michaels in NXT and Triple H haven't knocked it out the park on their end. But
the difference with the NXT,
I mean that they've always knocked. I'm sorry, I got distracted because I just got signed out of Zoom. I'm assuming Will just signed into Zoom and signed us out, so I hope that doesn't screw us up. But it's not that they've knocked it out or have always knocked it out of the park, but their track record now is they're doing way more things that they're putting out is good compared to.
The difference for me is it was like Carmelo Hayes did an interview. When it was like some backstage stuff, and it was like Shawn Michaels said to me, I don't know what cool is. I'm old, country, found God. Like, I have no fucking clue what is cool to a young black person like you. You tell me, we'll get it there, and then we'll scale it down and trim it up to fit it into the WWE mold. But you do you, and we'll scale you back to where we need you to get. That's the fucking difference between this regime and the last regime.
Well, they did just put out scripts, though. We have scripts on NXT.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm not mad at that. It's developmental. Like,
oh, come on. Give me a break putting Reggie in that weird-ass Crayola outfit.
It's not always going to be great. Let's just keep it.
Dude,
I mean,
it's pretty far from great, Ben.
Oh, it's terrible. And again, wrestling is always never going to be 100% cool or 100%. It's always going to be
goofy as hell, man. Pro wrestling and it has to be so goofy,
right? But my thing is like them giving the people a chance to kind of be themselves and give their input, and not them just like, this is your character, you do this, go.
Yeah,
that's what I think the difference is.
Wrestling will always be cool, according to Kevin. Noob's in the chat. He says, "Hey, Kyle. Hey,
what's up, Noob?
Hey, man, Noob somehow finds a way to watch every live pay-per-view or every live, podcast, wrestling podcast that is promoted on Twitter. I don't know how Noob does it. This guy's in everybody's chat.
Get that man some stickers. He's earned it.
You can just go hop on Patreon. Patreon, $5 and up, Noob. If you missed the beginning of the show, I'm offering a not only a sticker pack to the $5 and up tier, but we'll send you a surprise wrestling shirt as well for Christmas. And by we, I mean me. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So really quick, because it's kind of got all over I got kind of like spaced out on this topic. You actually think Vince will retake control, or do you think this is just non-news?
I think it's non-news. I think it's hype for the documentary. I think it's just him getting his name back out there because of the documentary. Like, I just don't see it. Like I said, I don't think that, I'm not saying that it won't ever happen.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening within the next, I'd say 3 years, 4 years, because of these lawsuits. And that's what I'm mainly basing everything off of, is the lawsuits.
Okay. Did you hear about Kylie Ray made her debut, my friend? Did you see that?
No.
Kylie Ray, yeah, man. She made her WWE debut on Main Event. Took on Dana Brooke. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. How real do you think that documentary gets on Vince? We never
Well,
get anything close to the truth whenever it comes to Vince history.
well, some of the people that I know are involved in like the Masked Man, David Shoemaker, and a couple other people. Like these are like real wrestling historians and wrestling people. So like some of the people I know, like I don't think that it's gonna be like scathing, but I think it's gonna be the most like in depth and most like real information we've got on him to date.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't. I think I just. I'll have to. I'll believe it when I see it. If we'll get a documentary that really gets to the nitty gritty with Vince.
I mean, well, those AEW, those A&E ones, like they got like pretty personal and got like they dug into some stuff. I mean, fucking Natty on the Macho Man one because she swam in his pool one time when she was 5 years old.
You know, I'm gonna laugh my ass off now anytime I see a wrestling documentary and Natalia's in it. Like you are the. It's gonna be ruined for me.
Bro, I swear, go back and rewatch that Macho Man one. Like she didn't have anything to say like of importance about Macho Man except for the fact they were nice to her when she swam in their pool when she was 5 years old.
What are you looking for, big guy? We are.
I was just seeing if I wanted to play Smash Brothers, but DJ's controller's charging.
Okay, well take it.
Oh.
Take it. You'll have to figure it out though. You're on your own, getting it hooked up.
Yo, that's what we say. You're on your own.
It's charged.
Oh, okay, good.
Have fun trying to figure that thing out because I have like some weird Bluetooth attachment to make an Xbox controller work with the Nintendo Switch. Doesn't always work. This is a terrible segue. Kylie Ray, man. Yeah, so former Kylie Ray, now being listed as Brianna Ray, which actually happens to be her real name. Debuted on WWE main event tapings last night. I think it was.
Wait, is Kylie Ray like the kind of like Bailey kind of chick?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because didn't she retire for like injuries or something like that? I thought
mental health. She was with I think Impact.
Yeah, she was.
She was with Impact. She walked
She's
away
dope.
due to mental health and alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
And then she signed with AEW, but then cited mental health reasons for leaving them. So this was actually debated a couple nights ago on another show that I was on. I was asking the question because of her, essentially leaving two companies. Does WWE take the risk with her? Because at the time she had been rumored to have been at some WWE tryouts, and everyone said, "Yeah, of course you do. What you do is you just don't put too much stock in her." And I think we all came to like the group consensus. Hell, I think you were on the show. And there was the group consensus was you just put her through a grind. Put her in NXT, put her in like some low responsibility areas, and see how she acclimates to the company. Right. Before you put too big of a spotlight on her.
Which I mean, main event is literally the bottom of WWE programming. So
it really is. It's shocking. It's still a thing. Because I've never to this day as for one I actually am kind of fascinated to hear how long main event has actually been a program, and then B, I've never heard anyone like, hey man, you got to start tuning into WWE main event. The only time I've ever watched main event was when I'd be watching like Raw on Hulu and I'd forget to turn it off after Raw ends, and the autoplay would just move over to main event.
Right. I can't remember the last time I watched main event.
Yeah. Will is I guess setting up his show and he has taken over our chat. He says Will is the Smacked Raw. My hands are up here. Smacked Raw says Will is the best host ever, and Botch Spots and Chair Shots is awesome. Hey, Botch Spots and Chair Shots is awesome, and you guys should watch
That's not far from the truth.
That is not far from the truth at all. But anyways, Kylie Ray's huge because if Bailey isn't going to go back to the hugger gimmick, Kylie Ray or Brianna Ray fills that role perfectly.
And she's fucking dope in the ring, like legit dope in the ring. Like I wasn't really a fan of the like happy-go-lucky fucking cheerleader / Bailey amalgamation she was, but in the fucking ring she can go, yo. I'm talking about for real go in the ring.
Yeah, I've never seen her wrestle, but I'm gonna tune in to probably at least. I mean, granted, I don't know how much they let her and Dana, how much they let them go for main event. It would feel
Just
silly
look up
to,
some of the stuff with Impact with like Deonna Purrazzo and a couple of like. I'm being serious. Like she's a wrestler. She's a wrestler's wrestler. Like legit.
That's pretty dope to hear, man. I look forward to seeing what she does, man. See how quickly she makes her main roster debut, or because I just for whatever reason I don't feel like she's gonna go to NXT, especially seeing as she's on main event and not like something like NXT Level Up or something, you know.
Or maybe they're doing like you said. They're just like slow grind and see what her crowd reaction was, see what her timing and stuff is. Like
Yeah. But I'll definitely tune in to see it. I'm excited for her because when I asked that question, it wasn't because like I personally thought WWE shouldn't hire her. I just thought, that's a good question to ask.
well, I mean, if anybody's gonna hire somebody with substance abuse problems, like they're the best. I mean, they send you to the best facilities. They make sure you stay on it. I mean, they've been paying for past wrestlers rehab and stuff like that too. So like, especially with the new regime with Triple H and all them, like I think that that's kind of the best place that you can be instead of like on the indies trying to do that shit, because that's pretty much what Impact and AEW are.
Yeah, that's what I think Katie was saying from the She Lead Showcase.
Yeah.
I believe she brought that up. Could be misremembering it, but yeah. What else, RN? Jesus Christ. Let me look at these notes. We've got so much stuff on here. Last night on Raw, we saw Alexa Bliss teasing the sister Abigail once again, hitting it on Bianca Belair, and then
Bianca should have smoked her after that. Like I like, you're not just gonna grab me up like that.
It's one of those things where you write it out and you're like, yeah, this makes sense writing, and then you look at it and you see Bianca just stand there and you're like, yeah. That didn't. No, yeah.
Yeah, I would have smoked the bitch. As soon as she put me back up, I would have literally smoked her in the jaw. rather if it was a girl or a guy, I would have smoked either one. Like, you just gonna yoke me up like that in front of everybody, bro.
But on top of that, Asuka is noteworthy as she came out with no face paint.
Yes.
Yeah, no face paint. That stuck out huge when I saw her.
I didn't realize how kind of like pretty she is. Like, I mean, she's an attractive girl, but you never could really tell with the fucking mist spewing and shit and like the weird
very,
makeup.
Very different.
Yeah,
with no makeup. Like
she looks way younger too.
That was the thing that I noticed. She looked younger without the face paint. Rather, I'm sure she's still wearing makeup, but I mean, without the face paint.
Yeah, she looked at least 5 or 6 years younger. I was like, damn, Asuka, all right, girl, I see you.
But so I've seen one of the rumors out there. It hasn't picked up quite as much steam as some of the other Bray Wyatt rumors, but is that he might be making an all-female faction.
That would be so fucking dope.
Dude,
yeah, like Charlie's Angels type shit.
Too. Yeah. So Bray Wyatt, let's see what else we can find on this. All-female faction. Why not?
I kind of had that same pitch with Shayna having an all-male faction and her being the head of it.
Yeah, Asuka looks like she's in her 20s, but she's very young. Yeah, dude, she looked. Yeah, absolutely. But I know some people. Oh, Liv Morgan was the other one. Liv Morgan was the other notable name, which I know you and I wouldn't be the most excited for. But out of the names pitched for this all-female faction, Liv kind of made the most sense.
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, faction-wise, I wouldn't be mad at Liv. I mean, because especially how they were fucking with her character anyway, making her kind of more crazy and shit and everything like that.
That's kind of what pushes people to believe this.
I honestly, I would have took to her rather the spot that they gave Alexa. I think it would have been better for Liv, the like crazy almost sister Abigail type shit. Like I think it would have did better for Liv than it did for Alexa, because it kind of pulled her away from being one of the top women in the division and shit, and mixed up with all that stuff with Randy Orton and all that. I think it would have played off better for Liv than it did for Alexa.
Alexa's just better at acting, though. I'll say that. Alexa can act her ass off for the most part. But she can act her ass off. Like every role that Alexa has filled, she's done really distinctly. Like none of them have been kind of bland, other than when it's obvious she has like no. Like writing has like no direction for her.
Like now.
Yeah, like right now.
Like literally right now.
Well, obviously she does have some direction now, but leading up to this,
Leading up to now,
yeah,
right.
yeah, since her return, when her and Asuka just became friends, like
Right.
buddies.
Like, what's up, bro? Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. But all female faction be interesting. I wonder how it's out there that like it's something that I don't know if we've seen before.
You have
We have.
Black Panther, the Dora Milaje, his bodyguards, all women.
You talking about just like the movie Black Panther?
Yeah.
Aaron, you know I didn't see that movie.
Yeah, I know. I forgot. Go get your white pillowcase real
I'm
quick.
just fucking with you. I've seen it. I haven't seen the second one yet. I haven't seen.
I haven't seen the second one. I've seen pieces of this. I haven't seen it either. So just giving you shit. But no, that's probably if they got the idea, that's where they got it from.
Maybe, man. That'd be pretty cool, though. It'd be pretty neat, man.
I'd be into it, and them just beating the shit out of guys too. And I mean, if you picked like Liv just like jumping off the fucking like stage on dudes, and then Oscar just kicking people's fucking heads off,
like
like
little kamikazes just fucking.
yeah, like
flying
it's
at dudes.
believable. I mean, 3 or 4 chicks on one dude is gonna whoop a dude's ass. Like maybe not one on one.
You think about how many distraction victories there are on a
Right.
daily taping of Raw or SmackDown.
Exactly.
You're telling me you having like 3 women swarm a wrestler, and it doesn't help Bray just like pick them apart. Yeah,
And it was with the Oscar stuff too. Like she was way more serious. It wasn't so much the fucking movie character
very
shit.
serious demeanor from Asuka.
Like when they zoomed into her face, like before the match, like it looked almost like a fucking like UFC match or like an MMA match. Like she was like zoned in and like ready to fucking do some damage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, of course, this is all speculation. Like Noob points out, the Bray logo does exclusively appear for Alexa Bliss segments. Although Asuka's been present for a couple of those times, but both the times that it happened when Asuka was on screen, so was Alexa. So it very well could just be, right. it very well could not be happening. But it is an interesting concept to think about. It'd be pretty neat. But I am ready, dude. Like Bray's been back for like 3 months now. And it's like, dude, I am starting to get like some of the other people where like, I'm ready for something to happen.
I'm kind of over it.
I'm not over it, but I'm just ready for like the next big chapter. Because it feels like we're just having like a really long setup period right now.
The grandpa mask is whack as fuck to me. Like, and it just doesn't like. I don't know. Like it's. I was good with it like the first few weeks, but like now it's just like the same shit kind of over and over again. Like you said, like come on, all right, let's do something here. Let's pick up the pace. Let's get to something.
Yeah. And we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Like that's what Bama used to always say. Just let it play out, man.
Yep. Hit him with the Bama.
So let's go ahead. You and I are advocates for mental health and addiction. And this, unfortunately, pro wrestling is synonymous with the two.
Right.
Like I said, 2 of the things that we've talked about today, both like Kylie Ray and it's been revealed that Matt Riddle, of course, is actually his suspension was due to a failed drug test, the second one since SummerSlam. Because we were speculating for the last couple of weeks since he was written off TV, was this just to get him off TV
right?
Because we kind of figured like just his story roles all of his stories had kind of like petered out.
Ran their courses, and so they were just taking him off TV to let him kind of recharge. But no, it turns out he's failed his second drug test since SummerSlam. That's why his initial match with Seth Rollins had to be put off till Clash of the Castle. And now, after 2 failed drug tests, you pretty much are given the ultimatum to attend rehab or, get let go by the company. I think it's fair to say he's probably already in rehab doing it. I don't think Riddle's just going to let his career slip through his fingers through something like this. But it's interesting to see. First and foremost, anybody like celebrating this news because you're tired of Matt Riddle, just a big fuck. Suck a cock.
Yeah, dude.
Suck a big fat cock.
I see so many people all the time saying that we need to be patient with people with addiction and to not write them off and to understand about the disease and everything. But then it's like the moment you hear about somebody that you don't personally like, and so your story changes. It's fucking terrible, dude. It's a terrible thing.
My thing is too, like I kind of was in that camp too until I started taking my own issues and sobriety serious, and like I know that now that I look back at all the dumb shit I was doing, like I know like how addiction and your sobriety can literally fuck your whole life up. So like I have a little different perspective on it now, and like it has to be an addiction for you to give up making millions of dollars on TV every day, little kids and people screaming your name and wanting to be like you and wear your shit. So like addiction is the only thing that can make you fucking throw a monkey wrench in your own plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I definitely hope he gets the help that he needs, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers and has been. Like I've met him
you've always
before and
mentioned how
everything.
he's one of your favorite wrestlers, and you've met him in person, and
Yeah, so I definitely hope that. I mean, you can kind of see too if you look back, like the shit with his marriage dissolving and all this other shit. Like some of that kind of stuff lines up with having addiction and ruining your own fucking life and getting in your own fucking way. So like some of the stuff I kind of see the signs now, especially personally. I was seeing some of those signs, so I just hope he because going to rehab is a personal thing. Is something you have to like really want to do. Like
no one's gonna make you do it. That's the thing about like it's one of the most cliche sayings you hear about addicts and stuff and quitting, but it is one of the most true things. Is the only person that can make someone quit is the person with the addiction. Like they're not they're not going to get better unless they want to. With me, honestly, it just took. Although it seems like very obvious, but in the time, you're kind of blinded by a lot of the shit. It took for me to realize that the damage that I was doing was going to extend beyond me, like that. Because for whatever reason, like drinking with me, I was cool with it. I was willing to accept the damage that was being done to myself. Like I was fine with that.
Same.
But knowing
then it started fucking up everybody else.
Yeah, seeing that like Jess herself started drinking a lot heavier because she loved me, and in a relationship you can't. Unfortunately, you can't have a sober person and an addict. Like it's not gonna work out for one way or another, and you either break up or you join them. And Jess started to join me in my shit, and once I saw it taking a toll on her. Personally, that's what it took for me to realize. I was like, fuck, this is going to fuck up my wife. It's going to fuck up my kids, Well,
I got the other one. I got broken up with, so that was my fucking to Jesus moment.
Yeah, you had the opposite. You know what I mean? Like you had to lose to realize,
And the funny thing is too, like you said, like you accept the damage you're doing to yourself, but you don't. And because you're in that fog and that haze of just getting fucked up and stuff, and you don't realize, you don't see what everybody else is going through because you're kind of in a selfish mode because you're just trying to use the drugs and alcohol to numb or fix what you got going on. So you don't see what you're doing to the people around you. And that's kind of where my wake up call was, where my kids and like clearly my girlfriend, well, ex now, were just like, we're done. And I'm like, fuck. Like I did this and like I didn't see it because I was fucking drunk or fucking high all the time. So
exactly. You really don't. You live on this cycle where, I mean, for me, it was pretty much every day. And it was the first half of my day was shaking the hangover. And then the next half of the day was looking forward to drinking again.
Right. Well, it started with me like kind of like that, where it was just like, oh, I'd only drink on the weekends. Then it turned into, oh, we drink on Taco Tuesdays. Then it turned into, oh, Thursday we watched the Thursday night football, so we're drinking. Then it ended up being the only days I didn't fucking drink was Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh no, not Monday and Tuesday, Monday and Wednesday. And I'm like, oh shit, how am I drinking, getting fucked up 5 nights a week? Yeah, and don't realize it.
Yeah, exactly. I got such a high tolerance. That was another way I justified it. I was like, I wasn't getting fucked up. Like I was getting such like a light drunk, but I'd be drinking like half to 3/4 of fifth of tequila. Like it was.
Well, I was blacking out because of my crazy man. So
you on the other hand, you were.
I was getting fucked up.
You were fucked up. Me, I was okay with it because I was like, dude, I really like. The amount of people that would tell me they'd be talking to me while I'm half a fifth down, and they'd tell me like I couldn't even tell you're drunk. Like I couldn't tell you've been drinking.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, just like,
we've done many fucking podcasts while you were smacking tequila.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. got a huge tolerance. But anyways, it's because of those things. Those things are so easily to get distracted by and lose sight of what's going on. And then, by the way, the people around you, they get tired of telling you all the time. So eventually they acclimate and they just start living with it. And it's just part of the relationship until
Or they leave.
Or they leave until something breaks, unfortunately,
Right.
But with that being said, that's just like a hellish life, man. It's so cloudy. And that's why I hope that this is a good wake-up call for Matt Riddle, who's got an amazing career. He's already had a lot of family issues earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't need to be the end of the road for the man,
Right.
So hopefully he uses this time well and he comes back, and then we can all continue bitching just about his character instead of worrying about his personal life.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I did have something I wrote down that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Gunther versus fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Oh, dude, I've been hearing the rumors.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock,
Definitely wanted to talk
Brock
about
would lose
that.
for him.
I think he would
Brock
too.
would totally let him win.
I was thinking about that. Like, will Brock fucking do the
I bet
job
you Brock
for
sees
Gunther?
it in him.
I bet you he fucking like is probably gushing in his fucking pants to have somebody that he can really fucking like take off on and that can take off on him and it look realistic.
And that legitimately looks legit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
it looks legit, hits legit. Like, would literally give Brock like some welts and shit on his fucking chest. Like, I think Brock would do the job for him as well. That's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't think Brock would win this one. I think he'd take this L on this for Gunther.
I think he would too. I think he would. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be mad necessarily if Brock won.
No.
Like, I would get it. I'd get it.
I think Gunther would get it too. Like, it's fucking Brock Lesnar.
It's
you know what
Brock
I'm saying?
Lesnar at the end of the day. Dude, no, that match would be so good as long as Brock's into it, which I really think he would be.
Yeah, like
this
that's
point-
right
at
up
this
his
point-
alley.
At this point in Brock's career, he seems to only be doing things that are fun to him.
Right.
Like he's not going to come back and do something
I
unless it's
think
like, unless
him
it's like
getting-
Saudi. You know what I
Right.
mean? Unless he's going
With-
to
for
Saudi
the
for like
paycheck, yeah.
a dump truck.
But
worth of
I
money.
think him getting the shit slapped out of his pasty white chest by Gunther, like I think that's something Brock would be into. Like, as fucked up as that sounds, like that just like I really do think that he would enjoy that. You know how red he gets anyway, how he gets blown up in the ring and shit. Like,
yeah.
I think he would get off on that on Gunther fucking just leaving fucking welts on his fucking chest in a match. Like, I really do think he would get off on that.
Nah, man. That'd be such a great match. That's a Brock Lesnar match I'd be into, and it
Right.
follows the pattern of the Brock Lesnar matches I would want to see, which is the ones that are away from the world title.
Exactly.
I think that makes it much more attractive.
And we'd get a bigger star coming out of it if he really did beat Brock. Like, I mean, how the hell could you not think that Gunther's a top player in the game in all of wrestling if he fucking beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it'd be so good.
I'm here for it. That's why I had to bring it up. I seen that. I literally screenshot it and saved it on my phone. Like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah, there's no way Ricochet beats Gunther on SmackDown, right?
I don't know. Like, listen to some of Ricochet's interviews, which I retweeted him. Like, I need some of that. Keep that Ricochet talk going. Like, I didn't believe it before until I started listening to him talking and some of the stuff he said. And Triple H coming up to him saying, like, you've been saying you want the platform, you want the ball. Here's the fucking ball. Go get a slam dunk. And he did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like it was an okay match or a good match. They tore that motherfucker down. Like, that was match of the year. So, like, now I'm kind of like, maybe he will. But I probably not. But, like, now it's more believable that he might.
I still don't think he's going to. I hate to say it. Somebody who else that might be winning, though, which is behind the scenes, is William Regal. Let me see if this is... So, according to Wrestling Inc. and a lot of other dirt sheets, big backstage plans for William Regal's WWE return says that he should be making a return to WWE. Although Regal has put out on Twitter that if you haven't heard it from him, it ain't true. But
Right.
still just looking into it. PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting that Regal and WWE have come to an agreement with the former NXT general manager returning to the company to fulfill some sort of vice president role. Yeah, I can see why he's going back. Right. While the exact nature of his role is being kept under wraps, seems that he'll be likely serving in a position within NXT once again, based on Tony Khan's comments that Regal asked to be released to work with his son. Regal's son, of course, Charlie Dempsey, who looks fucking awesome, dude.
I didn't know that was his fucking son.
You didn't know Charlie Dempsey's his boy?
Swear to fucking God.
How did you not tell?
I don't know, like
we've talked about this.
We've talked about Charlie Dempsey. We've never talked like that's fucking dope. Like I love Charlie Dempsey. Like he's fucking raw. Get the fuck out of here. I swear to God,
that's
I did
his
not.
Boy.
I did not.
He's a
it makes sense now.
Of him.
And he does the Regal stretch and all that shit.
Man.
Oh, get the fuck out. I even love him even more now. That's fucking raw.
Oh, and he might be working with our boy Drew Gulak.
Yes, that's what I did.
Dude, it's so good. It's looking good for Charlie Dempsey, man. Have his dad.
I swear to God, I did not fucking know that. I swear.
I can't believe that we talked about this.
I don't know if I fucking blanked out
I wish
or whatever.
I knew what episode because I would go back to the soundbite.
I don't believe. I'm not down you. Like
boy.
I just completely blanked on it. Like I don't know if I thought you meant like sorry because they look so much alike and that he does some of Regal's moves. Like I didn't really think about it.
Oh
they look so
God.
much alike because it's his fucking dad. And I swear, like D Familia and everything, like on NXT UK, like that's my shit. Like I love them. Like nope.
Oh
there you go.
God, dude.
Was that before I turned sober?
I think maybe it might be. You know what? I'll look back. It might be when we did our war game predictions, which I actually still have a video of that. And I don't mean war game predictions. It was like when we actually built our own war game teams.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had some fun. I was supposed to put that on YouTube, but I never did. I even clipped it and everything.
Now you know, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, man. Dempsey pretty much came into NXT. The second NXT UK folded.
Right.
He's
Gulak like a motherfucker. Like he's literally like Gulak and Regal combined. Like I don't know if you ever watched any of his stuff like in the UK. Like he's fucking raw. Like straight up, no knee pads like Gulak and everything. Like just stretching people.
No, he's a hard bastard.
He really is.
Dude, I love that shit, man. Oh man.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, but dude, so it looks like Regal's gonna have, and I mean, this is kind of like what we've already expected, but the big buzzword here is vice president type role.
He's giving everybody a vice. You can be a vice president. You be fucking pull a Tony Khan, like all his buddies,
dude.
like
everybody's
the dopest part.
It's just WWE's EVP,
right? Exactly,
executive vice president.
And my thing is like that's dope. Like when your man, that's what's supposed to happen when your guy gets a fucking job. Like all right, everybody getting a job. Come on.
Could you imagine if Vince does come back?
Oh, those people are all fired,
bro.
All
Regal be fired. Like Triple H is gone again.
Like he literally, Triple H probably the only one that'll have his job, but he'll still dunk him back down in NXT or some shit. Probably.
Yeah, but I hate to say it because you know Tony Khan. Tony Khan's probably sitting there just like, please let Vince come back because it'd be the best thing. It'd be the best thing for AEW.
Oh, absolutely.
Because essentially, WWE turned face and has way more momentum than it has had in years with the Triple H regime.
Yeah,
going down.
well, this is what we've all been waiting for and asking for probably the past 5 years, and it actually fucking came true overnight.
Dude, no, exactly. It was a Christmas morning, waking up to that news on Twitter, seeing Vince McMahon of all places, Vince retired was on Twitter. It's crazy.
I saw it on Good Morning America. I just had like turned the TV on, like I was watching watching football or something the night before and saw it, and it was like Vince McMahon retires from. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this on Good Morning America?
Yeah, of all places to make the announcement, Vince announced it on Twitter, just like one random like Wednesday morning or something. I can't remember the exact day, but
yeah, it was. It was like it was random as shit. Like it wasn't like a news day.
Yeah, that pressure got to him. Got to the people around him, dude. Those walls closed in on him.
Got him.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good. I was gonna talk about some more Rock shit, but it is pointless. The Rock stuff's non-news. That was just filler content.
Right.
No, that's pretty much it, man. How you said so you won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're coaching, and you've been coaching for how long?
This is my 9th year.
9th year coaching, and you got
Yeah.
that ring. Did you cry? Did you cry a little bit?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I
Yeah,
cried like
you
a
did?
bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Because this one it was a little bit specialer because like this is probably my favorite group of boys because like they're so fucking like innocent and like dumb kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like they literally just love playing football. Like it's infectious as fuck. Like and it makes me want to keep doing it. Like it's not like they're not doing it to be cool or doing it to like they love
It's their life,
playing
football life, man.
They love playing fucking football. Like and it's like I've had groups of boys and like this is probably not my favorite group of boys, but they've made me feel the best about coaching, if that makes sense.
That's good. No, it does. I often say that's why like I love this stage in my kid's life is is the innocence. Like they're not tainted from the outside world.
Nope.
Like the thoughts that these kids have is so pure. It's so truthful, even if you don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna tell you how they feel. Like hit you where it hurts for sure. Like they got me with a couple fat dad jokes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, when they said that they thought my mom that Mammy was what they say she was. They said she was 65, which my mother took exception to. But then again, these are also the same kids that thought their 25-year-old Taekwondo instructor was 90. So,
that's
their perception on age isn't the best.
Right? Yeah, that they have no reality when it comes to age. Like it's just not a thing. And like I said, these boys like they take care of each other. Like a couple of the kids, like we got a couple of the kids that aren't like the popular kids, and like we're kind of I don't want to say nerdy, but like they weren't like those type of kids. And like now that they're on the football team, the boys like kind of put their arms around them and shit. Now they're hanging out with the popular kids. They're going to all the birthday parties and stuff and everything. Like this group of boys, just like they really are a team. And it's like I said, it's just infectious seeing somebody doing it for the love of football and for the love of each other and looking out for each other. So that's why this one kind of meant a lot, winning the Super Bowl finally.
That's fantastic. Now, are you pulling a Big Show or Paul White the Giant? Are you wearing your ring out in public?
No.
Are you walking around a champ?
I would if it actually fit, but like they didn't even ask us our fucking ring size or nothing. They just like bought some rings. So like mine only fits on my pinky. Our one coach, he's a giant of a fucking man. Like he's probably like 6'4", like 350. Like he could barely get his like past his fucking fingernail.
Oh man.
Like, but you know what I'm saying? It's going up on I got like a little trophy case thing. It's going up there with the rest of the trophies.
I'm tacky as shit. I'd probably make a necklace with it. I'd probably.
I'll probably during the season. I will. Oh, during the season, that's happening. Yeah, that is happening.
I'd be wearing it as a necklace.
Oh no doubt about it. And I'm getting this, and that's going to be our news. Our saying is going to be "We the ones" for next year. Like that's already happening.
There you go. Tying it back to pro wrestling.
Tying it back in, and I already got the shirt, the design for the shirt. I want them to make us and everything.
That's the shit, man. That is the shit. Oh man. Well, I guess I think that's going to be it for the show today. Before RN tries to convince us that he's really going to buy a monkey.
It's happening.
Just to touch back, couple things that we do on this show. If you're a new listener, as you heard earlier when we were talking about Matt Riddle, RN and I are huge proponents on mental health and addiction awareness, and we just like to send out the message that, listen, man, doesn't matter how strong you may appear on the outside or how well together you want everything to look. It's all right to be struggling. It's okay to admit that you have problems, and please reach out and get help, man. I got to tell you, like I said, I put it out on social media. Me and RN, I know we're not ones for having our personal lives out on Twitter and stuff. It's one of the worst places for it. Right. But I was very surprised when I put out there months ago that I was getting sober, and the amount of people that hit me up in my direct messages to tell me that not only were they going through the same thing, but seeing other people post their success and that they're trying to get through it helps inspire them. So not only if you are willing to talk about getting help, not only can you get help to yourself, but you can help others by that, just by letting other people know that we're all in this together. So please, yeah, man, if you struggle with mental health issues or addiction, please don't be afraid to reach out and get help.
Yeah, like I said, like Kyle was saying, like I don't put most of my shit on Twitter because people on Twitter are fucking ruthless. But follow me on Facebook, Aaron Aku, AHRONACCOO. Like I document my sobriety journey and my mental health journey on there, along with Kyle being one of my fucking biggest supporters and one of the biggest reasons. Like I felt I knew I could get through it because my partner in crime had already started doing it a few months ahead of me. So like definitely don't hesitate to reach out. Like we're not gonna blast you on air or anything like that if you don't want to be, man. But if you just need a shoulder to cry on or just need a kick in the ass, like definitely do not hesitate to reach out to us or people you love.
Drinking stories too. That's one of the fun things about it is I learned this. I did go to AA briefly, not on this sobriety stint, but on a previous one. Dude, a lot of people just like to talk about previous times they drank. They're like, like that's there's like war stories, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly I mean, not really. We're not saying war and drinking, but yeah.
It's fun, man. I don't care. Just having somebody to talk to. That's all.
Right,
that matters,
exactly.
Man. Follow me on Twitter at the Kai Tai Show. Follow the channel at Smack Pod. That's where you can get updates on the other shows like Botch Spots and Chair Shots and the Heal Truth podcast. RN, you got this kennel business that you're supposedly going to get a monkey.
It's happening.
What's this kennel business again?
Follow me on Facebook, Route 4 Kennel. On Instagram, Route 4 Kennel. Yeah, we're getting monkeys. Like we already have like 3 or 4 different breeds of dog that we breed. We're looking into maybe hairless cats as well, and monkeys are coming.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, I'm
driving to your house, so my monkey. Look, I'm going to teach him Kai Tai. When I tell the monkey Kai Tai, that means he gets to slap. That's his cue to slap somebody, and you're going to get Kai tied on your porch.
Whatever you say, man.
Kai.
You guys, we'll catch you later this week. We'll probably be back on Sunday. I think we might be taking a hiatus for at least a week. I'm gonna have some stuff coming up that I can't really discuss
we didn't
on
even talk
air
about
in case the wrong person's listening. I can't really discuss it, but there might be a week that we take off. But I think what is it? So it's Tuesday. What's this Sunday?
I think we should do Sunday and then take off to the new year, I guess. I mean,
yeah, we could do that. Yeah. So tune in this week.
We're
going to take a week off to enjoy Christmas.
Christmas and New Year's is on Sunday.
Yeah, but we'll do an end of year thing, and also I might have another show that we'll do by Christmas time. Right. Maybe I got a little trivia show. It's going to be fun. I'm looking for some other podcasters that want to come on and do some wrestling trivia. But the niche in here is like everything is like obscure. Like no way would how would anybody know these type of wrestling facts? I'll drop.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I'll drop one on you. They're so random. RN, give me a number 1 through 125.
Let's go 109.
Okay, so wrestling fact 109. Where are you? There we go. WrestleMania 2 was held on a Monday. There you go. Short and sweet.
I did know that.
Short and sweet. That might have been an easier one.
Right.
But anyways, until next time, you guys, y'all have a good one.
We'll see y'all sometime.
At the Hitman Heart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.